Plaintiff Lakeisha Edwards says the defendant is her biological mother. But she didn't raise Lakeisha because she was a crack-addicted prostitute. Lakeisha believes her mother has relapsed on drugs, and she's suing because her mother busted her car windows. Defendant Zena Lightfoot says she was 16 when she gave birth to Lakeisha, but she wasn't ready to be a mother. So that's why her parents raised Lakeisha. Zena admits that she hit Lakeisha's car, but only because Lakeisha came to her house to fight, and she was defending herself.
Start with you.
Well, unfortunately, this is my biological mother, but this is not who the person that raised me. Me and her do not have a good history at all. Me growing up, she was a crackhead prostitute that never raised me. She got clean.
How early do you remember that being the case?
Ever since maybe I can remember 5, 6, 7 years old, her going back and forth to jail. I can remember it was one point of me staying with my grandma. She was not even allowed to be at the house. You know, like, she did get clean and sober. That's what I will say.
How long ago?
Maybe I was 14, 15, so in the 90s, honestly. So, I had my...
Some of the scars still remain, no doubt.
Yes,
and even though you might not notice, the fact is, your life was somewhat handicapped for sure. In other words, whatever progress and success you've made, you could have made more.
Yes.
Had this setback in your life not have been so prevalent and the neglect that you suffered from a drug-addicted mother, if that is the case. Life was somewhat handicapped for sure. In other words, whatever success you've made, you could have made more.
Yes.
Had this setback in your life not have been so prevalent and the neglect that you suffered from a drug-addicted mother, if that is the case.
Plaintiff Lakeisha Edwards says the defendant is her biological mother, but she didn't raise Lakeisha because she was a crack-addicted prostitute.
Let me hear from you about that before we move on.
Hi, Judge Mathis. Honored to meet you. Sorry up under these circumstances. That's my oldest daughter, Keisha. I had at the age of 16. I couldn't take care of myself, less known a child. So
who were you living with?
I was living with my mom and my dad.
Okay, so weren't they taking care of you?
Yes. Yes, so we all lived
Your mom
in
and dad. Okay, you said you couldn't take care of yourself.
As far as myself, because I stayed with my mom and dad.
That's what I'm saying. You said you couldn't take care of yourself.
Yes.
And you were living with your mother and father.
Yes.
So you don't have to take care of yourself when you live with your mother and father. We're talking about her. You were supposed to take care of her. And believe me, there are 14, 15, 16-year-olds who have children before they are prepared all the time. And they find their way typically through their parents.
Yes.
You brought your parents what they are not legally obligated to, but I'm sure they helped take care of her. Because how long did you live with your grandparents?
All my life.
Oh, so not only did they take care of her.
3 kids. She took care of me, my brother, and my sister.
So after raising her, she throws 3
Yes, sir.
onto your grandma, not just you.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am?
I did have 3 children before I was 20, and that wasn't the case to go get used drugs. That was not the case.
So you did raise them?
No, I didn't. My mom raised them.
Why not?
I did have 3 kids. I have a lot of mental issues.
Okay. And you know of her being diagnosed with a mental issue?
Within the last 5 years.
Well, whenever it was.
Okay, also, can I state this fact?
She can be diagnosed late, but we can look back and see that that's what caused her
But
baby.
honestly, Your Honor, I don't even think that's the case because...
Do you mind saying the exact condition?
I'm bipolar. I got bipolar disorder. I'm on 3 bipolar medications.
And that makes you have mood swings. Now, if you're telling me you were self-medicating, that's a little more understandable. That's what most people with mental illness, unfortunately, in the poor communities who don't have the education and the access to health care. I always say privileged kids go to counseling, poor kids go to jail. So that being the case, I know that that's part of addressing and coping with mental illness in impoverished communities that don't have access, don't have education. Most people in poverty, unfortunately, have been failed by the education system. So there are a lot of things they don't know and are separated from them. And instead of just sitting there being depressed, feeling anxious, whatever it is you feel when you're bipolar, you go and get high and it makes you feel better. I understand that. And so for all these years, for the years that she was neglectful, the years that it might have been best. She was probably depressed, withdrawn from you guys from time to time, outbursts when you get into a little trouble. Grandma and granddad may have kept her on the side, said get her out of the way because she's causing damage to the family and to the children. But at the very least, sounds like if she's affected by mental illness, I don't think she will get here and say, I'm bipolar, if that's not true.
It's the truth.
And so, thank God you're getting treatment, right?
Yes.
All right. So, that's what's been happening. At least that's what I believe.
Okay.
You're not a psychiatrist, so you don't know.
That's right.
I'm
And
a
I agree.
bootleg psychologist. Go ahead. I'm a jackleg.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let me get
Well,
on this
unfortunately,
damaged property.
Your Honor, I think my mom has relapsed back on drugs. That's just it for the past 2 years. For instance, she stole my aunt's debit card and
That's
took
a
her
clear
money
sign.
off. She stole my sister's car. She got arrested for felony theft between $500 to $10,000 at her job. You know, she got me involved in a DCFS case. Come to find out that she set me up. And my aunt actually wrote a letter pertaining to that. What happened? My son also wrote a letter pertaining to that. Also, she took my sister's car because my daughter fell out of school. My daughter fell out of school with not breathing. So my daughter's a St. Jude's patient. February 14, 2017, they did a mercy MRI spinal tap bone marrow, you know, just to try to figure out why she fell out and was not breathing. I had to work. So what me, my mom, and my sister set up was I get there, you know, to register my daughter in because it happened so quick, I couldn't call off. She was supposed to go there and, you know, just to sit there, and my sister was supposed to bring her home. She stole my little sister's car that day. Nobody could find her. She dropped my daughter off at my job on propofol. My daughter was sleeping on the ground because she couldn't even get up. This lady does so much spiteful, vindictive stuff to people to the point either she's going to get help off drugs and alcohol or she will have zero contact with me and my 3 kids.
No, sir.
And I have evidence. I have evidence where she got arrested from her job, felony theft.
She'll go to NA?
No.
Why?
I don't go to NA because I'm not on. No, Judge Mathis, I haven't used no drugs.
Oh, you don't go because you're not on drugs?
I'm not
That's
on
your
drugs.
reason?
That's my reason.
All right. Have you ever gone to NA?
I back in probably 95.
Okay. And you haven't relapsed since 95?
No, sir.
All right. And how long did you go to NA?
I stayed there for probably about 4 or 5 years, backwards and forwards. That's when I lived in Chicago. I live in Peoria now.
Why did you stop?
I moved to Peoria, Illinois.
They don't have NA?
Yeah, they do, but I didn't need it. I didn't
Why?
need it. Because I wasn't using, I didn't need it.
Okay, and you obviously haven't gone because
Right.
they don't tell you just to come when you're using. They tell you to continue to come when you stop using. That prevents you from relapses, which I believe has occurred.
Bipolar, I got bipolar disorder. I'm on 3 bipolar medications.
And that makes you have mood swings. Now,
Yeah.
if you're telling me you were self-medicating, that's a little more understandable. That's what most people with mental illness, unfortunately, in the poor communities who don't have the education and the access to health care. I always say privileged kids go to counseling, poor kids go to jail.
Plaintiff Lakeisha Edwards says the defendant is her biological mother, but she didn't raise Lakeisha because she was a crack-addicted prostitute.
And I'm looking here, you were booked for theft and stolen goods in 2018.
Yep.
What do you say to that?
Oh, I was arrested at my job.
Why?
It was called return theft.
Right, why?
Because they
Why
said
did you do it?
They said they had us on camera.
Why did you do it?
Okay.
Because you're a dope fiend again. Go ahead, ma'am. Tell me about
Are you
this property.
serious?
Okay,
That's
let me
what
be-
I do. You're
okay,
a
let me be
crackhead
honest
again.
with
You're
you.
cracking.
So, okay.
Really?
Yes,
now
really.
the
Anytime
winner-
you get up here lying about whether you have been rehabilitated or relapsed, that's what you have done, in my opinion. You have an arrest here, and
sure
you
did.
can't even tell me why. Go ahead, young lady. I'm sticking up for you today.
This lady.
Tell me
literally-
about the property.
Well, so the damage happened was I pulled up to get my son because she claimed she put my son out. So as I'm pulling up, my son was coming out. Her and Kimberly was driving up. I was already there. So she get out, me and her exchanged words. Kim got in between us and she bust my window. I'm a delivery driver.
Okay, ma'am, is that true?
Part of it is.
All right, let's see your estimate.
Police report.
Do you have an estimate?
What's the
estimate
part that
also.
isn't?
The part that Keisha came to my house to fight me. Her son called her. Once they gave, since I'm such a bad mother, DCFS gave me her
Ma'am,
kids.
tell me about the incident. Did you damage her car?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because she was threatening me and she was in front of my house confronting me. I asked her 4 times to leave and she refused.
And so you came out and damaged her car?
I hit her car with my hand.
You didn't call the police?
No, she called them.
All right, so you should have called the police instead of damaging her car. $213 is your judgment for the damaged property she admits to causing. Have a good day.
Thank you, crackhead. Crackhead, I won. Thank you. No contact.
You ain't gonna get it.
You're a crackhead. Peoria, Illinois, she's a crackhead.
Well, somebody-
She goes to church and she smokes
That's
crack.
why DCFS
And she-
got your kids.
Not really.
That's
you
why
just
they
mad 'cause
think
you lost your
DCFS
first 40
custody.
DCFS crackhead.
Nothing. I have nothing to say. And you're
If
not
she
getting
don't
no money.
if she don't get clean, the crackhead cannot have any contact
that's
with me and
why
my kids. Have an awesome
DCFS
day.
got your kids.
And you never had yours.
Okay, DCFS got yours.
Yeah, I
You
know.
don't
That's why
crack.
mine's in the
You
house.
don't crack.
Plaintiff Mallory Fawcett met the defendant when they worked together, and although the defendant flirted with her, they were nothing more than friends. Mallory suing because after she took her car to the defendant for repairs, he never returned the vehicle. Defendant Herbert Neely admits that he and Mallory never dated, but he insists they were intimate. Herbert claims he completed the repairs on Mallory's vehicle and left it at his mom's house, but Mallory failed to pick it up.
Start with you.
I met the defendant when I was about 18. We worked at Chili's together. I was a hostess and he was a cook. We became friends over with an interest in import cars. He would compliment me, call me hun and beautiful, and I would thank him, but I usually had a boyfriend and he usually had a girlfriend.
Did that bother you?
No.
Okay.
I mean, at the time I would tell him.
And that's why it was all right for him to compliment you.
Right.
Okay. Some ladies appreciate it. Some think you're sexualizing or objectifying or hitting on them, making them feel uncomfortable, particularly in the workplace. So, men, just err on the, don't be like him, err on the side. Everybody might not be like her. All right, so he compliments you. You all were friends, and you shared a love for import cars. What else happened with the friendship?
So
before we got to this mess?
Yes. So usually he would have a girlfriend, and over time he would ghost me. He wouldn't talk to me on Facebook regarding our agreement, and he would say the girlfriends would be blocking me. So I was very patient with that.
Plaintiff Mallory Fawcett met the defendant at work, and she says they were nothing more than friends, but the defendant insists they were intimate.
Let me get some background from you.
We met, like she said, at Chili's. I was a cook, she was a hostess, and I guess friendship, yeah, I had a girlfriend at the time, but I'd also go stay at her mom's house with her at night. We'd make out off and on.
Who?
Me and Mallory.
No, sorry.
Go ahead.
A couple of years go by, she gets a hold of me. She gets some beds from me for one of her boyfriend's kids.
Some what?
Some beds for her boyfriend's kids. And after that, she found out I had a shop. She come down to the shop one night, we were talking, things got heated, we made out on the couch, everything else. We stopped before it went any
She
farther.
come there to get the car fixed, and you fixed.
We weren't even talking about fixing the car.
It wasn't even about the car.
We were just talking, hanging out. I was kind of showing her some of the projects we had going on.
Please don't tell me part of the car she wanted you to fix with pipes.
No. At that point, we weren't even messing with cars.
All
We
right.
were just...
Go
she was
ahead.
looking at
I was
some of
going
the
to throw
tuners
you
I had
out
in the
for
shop.
being rude and lewd.
And,
Go ahead.
you know, a couple days go by, she gets a hold of me about her brother's Pontiac Fiero. She said she overfilled it with oil, brings it to the shop. She put like 2 gallons in it, blew the piston rings out. So that car had been sitting at my shop forever.
Okay, now let me allow her to give me the specifics about why she's suing you. So you came to the shop, you went in and you all did your thing in the, on the couch in his office. That's what he says.
That's a lobby.
That's not true?
I would say that's elaborated a little bit.
We've got videos
Exaggerated a
still,
little,
so we have security
elaborated.
cameras.
All right.
Anyways.
That means a little something happened when you say that. But okay, we can leave that alone. Now you backing up from no to a little, to exaggerated. I mean a little. So what was the agreement on the car? Let's go there.
He the title was signed over for the Fiero in exchange for him working on the Nissan. That was the agreement.
Okay. And what was he to do for the Nissan?
There was cosmetic repair that needed to be done around the rear tires. There was some rust there.
What parts of the car? The body, all around the car?
I've got pictures here. Do I bring it up to you?
Now you can give it to Joel, please. Thank you. This is what he was to repair?
Yes.
All right. And what did happen? He was to do this. This is before.
Yep, his messages said that it would only take a couple of weeks, and then he had a death in his family. So I was very patient with that. Come December, he said that it would be
December, when did you turn it in?
Right, July 2015, and in December 2015, he said that it would take over the winter. So
why over the entire winter?
Because he said that there was some work that needed to be done.
The quarter panels needed completely peeled out
Yep.
and cut out.
It takes 6 months, sir?
When you're doing it by yourself in a garage, yeah.
All right. And you were all right with that, 6
Yep.
months?
I mean, what can I do? He was out of state,
You
and
take
I
it
had no
somewhere
idea
else.
where it
Go
was
ahead, though. You were all right with the 6 months, and
Yep.
then what happened?
So I would message him every once in a while and just kind of ask how the completion was going on.
After the 6 months, or just trying to do a checkup during the 6-month process?
This would be after the 6 months. So the last time he messaged me was July 2016, and then he ghosted me again, blocked me on Facebook.
What did his message say when he messaged
The
you?
last message he sent.
And tell me why you're suing for the value of the car.
Sure. I am suing for the value of the car because when we initially agreed to him fixing the Nissan, he asked me how much I planned on selling it for before he fixed it, and I said $2,500.
Okay, so what happened? Did he not return the
He
car
never
at all?
returned the car. Yep, he never returned the car, and the last time I talked to him was 2017 on the phone, and he said that he was still out of state and that he was almost near completion. I said whatever condition it was in, I wanted to pick it
So
up.
it went from July 15 to July 17?
Yes, like it was
And
over.
while he was still telling you he's
Yes.
going to fix it?
Yeah, he's still telling me he was going to fix it, and I told him I'd call
And
him
right
that
now,
weekend.
do you know where the car
I have no
is
idea
or what
where it's
happened?
at.
Sir,
I
let me
told him
hear from you.
whatever condition it was in, I wanted to pick it
Let
up.
me hear from you.
She gave me the car to fix. I was fixing it. My brother committed suicide, and I was dealing with that. I had my brother's kids at the time.
Sorry to hear that.
And on top of that, I got Crohn's. I didn't know I had it. I was getting really, really sick off and on. And there were messages. I'd tell her that I had Crohn's. So my girlfriend at the time knew the history between me and Mallory. She had my phone when I'd be in the hospital. So a lot of times she would not tell me. Mallory would message me because she didn't like her. Stuff like that. August of 2017, I tried
So
contacting...
let's back up. For 2 years, you could not complete the job?
No, I was sick.
Got it. You
Crohn's.
told her that?
Yeah, there was messages where I told her I had Crohn's.
You have those messages?
No, I don't. I deleted
I
my
don't have those
Facebook
either.
completely.
Pardon?
I don't have any recollection
This
of
is
him
the-
having
you haven't,
Crohn's.
he never called you and asked for more time because he was hospitalized?
No. The last time I talked to him, he said I
He's
told him
never mentioned a health problem to you.
And the death in the
asked for an
family, he told
extension.
me.
Okay.
He told me his
and
dad
you say
died.
you have, but you did it by voice?
No, I sent some
You
texts.
just don't have them today.
Yeah, I don't have
All
them
right.
anymore.
Plaintiff Mallory Fawcett met the defendant at work, and she says they were nothing more than friends. But the defendant insists they were intimate.
What happened ultimately?
The police towed it after they got a hold of her. The Mackinac
Police
police
took it after they got a hold of her.
The police said that they had contacted her and with no response, so they towed it.
Contacted her from... No, you had the car.
I ended up getting the car done. I took it to Mackinac and had sent a text to her phone saying it was at my mom's in Mackinac.
Okay, you brought
she's
it
been
to
to my mom's
Mackinac.
house before.
Uh-huh.
She knows where my mom's is at.
And what happened?
The police ticketed it. They
Why?
put a stick because it didn't have current registration and it was inoperable.
Okay. All right.
How is
And
that
then
inoperable?
I've got this where the police stated that
What is that? What is that?
it's
You wanna
the
show
police
me?
statement from the chief of police stating that he had the car towed after he tried contacting
Let's see
Mallory
that,
too.
sir. I can see that from here. Chief of police don't write like this.
It is.
This is not something letterhead is what I'm looking for. Chief of police
not the chief
don't
anymore.
write this. You said it was the chief of police.
It is. It says former. You can
Sir,
call
I don't
him.
care what it says here, sir. They have letterhead. Chief of police don't
He's
give
not
you
the
nothing in
chief.
writing. Have a good day.
Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff. Good day.
plaintiff, Kevin Centella, says he and the defendant were best friends. But after they became roommates, everything changed. Kevin suspects the defendant started using drugs, and he often walked in on the defendant doing the unspeakable. Kevin is suing his former friend for unpaid rent. Defendant Kyle Chambers says while living with Kevin, he not only encouraged Kyle to use drugs, but he also provided him with drugs. Kyle insists Kevin is nothing but a predator who simply uses people for money.
Start with you.
I first met the defendant in late 2010, early 2011. Quickly became best friends. Around 2017, I invited him to live with me at my apartment downtown Detroit, along with his girlfriend.
Where at?
It's in Rivertown, a section of Detroit, just up there by Shane Park. I have been best friends with him for obviously many years. I started seeing some really personal changes in his behavior around late 2017, as far as drug use, going to club scene, getting more into different things. A lot about being inappropriate. I've caught him several times pleasuring himself when I came home from work early in the common areas of the apartment, wearing nylons, things like that. I'm not opposed to that.
What is he doing, coke?
Yeah, I saw it. I've seen that. I've seen that used.
Has he had the computer when you saw him pleasuring
he put his
himself?
computer up. He would be at it all night, just typing away, things like that.
That's a common thing. I had a buddy of mine, his girlfriend called me about doing that. Can you talk to him? She said, "Don't I look pretty?" I said, "Yeah, you're very pretty." She said, "Well, why then he won't touch me?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "All he does is he sits in this little office room and he snorts coke and he pleasures himself at the computer all day or all night. And I'm sitting here and he don't want to touch me."
I'm having deja vu. His girlfriend went to complain about the
She
same
came to
thing.
you and complained.
His girlfriend went to complain about the same
Any
thing.
alleged drug use was, in fact, facilitated and encouraged by this gentleman here. I will corroborate the story. We met around the same time. We became fast friends. He enjoyed my popularity as a club DJ and the young people I would bring around.
Okay.
And,
in Detroit or where?
In Detroit, yes. So we threw a lot of parties together. We were both club promoters. And he enjoyed the popularity and friends I brought around. But my parents saw these red flags with him, wondering why I was hanging out with a man 17 years my senior. And, parents always see those sorts of things. And I didn't see any problem with it until I noticed patterns with him that he was always cutting off people at any perceived slight, even pursuing litigation against his friends before me. And I think it's just a pattern of predatory behavior with him.
Okay, for money.
For money. And I believe he's suing me for this ridiculous amount of money to try to recoup money he's admitted to me he blew on partying from his retirement.
He did what? Blew all his retirement money on
That's
partying?
correct.
Okay, he said
That's
you
what's
were the
alleged.
partier. He acted as if you're the only one that does.
We were both club promoters together, sir.
All right. All right,
We,
so you had no choice but to party.
Oh, of course not.
You were the promoter.
I was handcuffed.
Defendant Kyle Chambers is being sued by his former roommate, who claims while living together, he often walked in on Kyle doing drugs.
All right, tell me about the rent you're suing him for.
Well, we moved in 2017, signed a 1-year lease, no issues the first year, no problems, everything was great.
How much was his share?
$650 a month. And we signed an extension in 2018 for 16 months, so it ran through January 2018 to April 2019. And in about February 2018 is when I started seeing the changes. He started lying about making payments, not making payments, stealing from me. I mean, just a typical drug use.
Going into that room with that
I mean,
computer?
typical just behavior. You're familiar with the behavior of drug, I'm sure, and you just see the patterns.
Tell me about the rent, sir.
I was a restaurant manager when we moved into this apartment together. At some point, I had lost my job in, I believe, June of last year, which caused me to fall behind a couple of months on rent. I took a job across the street as a line cook, taking a severe pay cut just to chip away at our debt, my debt. But in August, he changed the locks on me, threw all my belongings into plastic bags, and gave me a time to pick it up.
No notice?
No notice. He told me I was not welcome in the apartment. The only
That was in
contact we had
August?
after that point was him approaching me in the club I was playing at and shoving me from behind, barking something at me drunkenly and disappearing. There was no resolution attempted.
And the back rent he's suing for. That would be which months? From
From
when?
February 2018 through April of 2019.
Yeah, we're going to stop at August if you put him out.
Fair
Tell me
enough.
what happened in August.
Fair enough.
Tell me.
In August, it came to a head. I left for a 2-week vacation out of town. I asked him to please pay the rent before I got back because I'm going to get an eviction notice if he doesn't. He promised absolutely he's going to be paid. I'm borrowing money from my sister and my family. Came back. I'll let you guess what happened.
Yeah, but why didn't you go through the legal process, or you just didn't
I did.
know?
I did. Actually,
you didn't.
as far as kicking him, asking him to leave. I didn't ask him to leave. What I did was ask him to stop doing what he's doing, change his behavior, keep his room in a sanitary condition.
Are you still doing your thing?
Your Honor, I couldn't live there with him. There's a sanitary condition of his room. Look at this.
You did not live in my room, Your Honor.
It smelled throughout the house.
The only time you went into my room was to bag up all my
telling me that they
belongings.
smell something coming from the garbage, and it wasn't the garbage. It was moldy food. These are my glasses and my cups and this is how he treats my stuff. Cigarette butts put out when there's in my bowls. This is how he treated my home. I mean, when does it come to a head?
So why is he
trying to stop?
Why are you trying to get rent from after I was kicked out?
There you go. There they are.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, sir. You didn't legally kick him out. You have to give notice.
I'm not fighting against being evicted, Your Honor.
I asked him to please stop doing what he's doing.
Yeah, that's not notice to leave. That's not notice to get your things together and leave.
He was given plenty of time to get his stuff together, Your Honor. Like I said, at some point, the smell was just, I couldn't stand it. Those are all my personal possessions that he's using. He didn't have any plates, cups, forks, silverware, any of that. That's all my stuff.
So he thought it necessary to take all of my personal possessions and bag them up and dispose of them. Now, I am not the neatest guy, but none of this infringed on his area or...
Yes, you come on up. State your name.
I can actually attest for this.
State your name.
I'm Katie Mysterio. I have cleaned his room and walked into it for the second time. He cleaned it a first time. The second time I walked in there, helped him clean it.
I cleaned it 3 times.
Me and him together the second time.
He sent you in there knowing what he does.
I don't know who this person is.
I offered him.
Both of them.
Same thing.
I went in there
you went
with
in
him.
there.
I had to get rid of the smell.
You need to sue him. You knew what he was doing in there. Why would you take your woman in there?
Oh, no, I felt bad he had to do it once. It wasn't even his mess.
I do not claim to be a clean person, Your Honor. But I also...
Rent, sir.
I do not owe any rent past August.
In fact, you won't have to pay August at all, since he illegally evicted you during the middle of that month. So, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 months, right? Yeah. 6 times 650. What do you have there?
3,900.
3,900 is what you're getting today. Good luck. Have a good day.
He's on drugs. He needs help. And I called his parents, and I hope they help him. And I miss my friend. I love him, and I wish he'd come back to me.
This man facilitates all the drug use amongst my friends throughout the years.
Great DJ, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.